Hey, good evening. It's Kathy Bailey. It's Friday night, and I'm coming to you from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I always do Friday Night Live just to touch base with you and see how things are going, and just to let you know that you're not alone as you go through the trauma of divorce. We know the Christmas season is upon us, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and making plans and how to make it most beneficial for you. But first, we do have some announcements. First of all, January 10th will be the next support group going hybrid, and we've been having a real successful hybrid this session. Got people from all over the country, actually, and one who is international joining us. So this is an opportunity for you to come and get the support that you need and to be as anonymous as you care to be.
So these people in this group haven't known each other until now, and they are bonding beautifully, and it's really helping these folks get the support that they need. So this is an opportunity for you, whether you're local to Grand Rapids, Michigan, or you are out in Spain somewhere, wherever you might be. You need support. You need to know that you're going to make it through this and that you're going to be okay. And the only way we can do that is by getting support. We can't do it on our own. We can't. We will be just crawling through this experience and never really making ground or really never being able to get healed. And that requires a community. And that's exactly what we do starting January 10th. And what else we're going to do is January 4th, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, a free webinar. We'll go about an hour, and we will talk about an upcoming life coaching after divorce. That's going to start January 11th. That will be online only. But the webinar is going to be totally free. It's going to be helpful for you as you look into the new year and decide, how am I going to build my life after divorce? And even if you've been through divorce a while ago, you may want to have some more intentional designing of your life instead of being the reflex to your life. So we will do all of that, talk about all of that at the free webinar. And then January 11th, online only, we will do life coaching after divorce. I'm very excited about this. I have some new material and then some prior used and well seasoned material, because we're going to look at every area of our lives and decide, what do we really want right now? What do we really want? And that is critically important, that we are the ones calling the shots. Of course, we are going to ask of God, teach us to number our days to help us gain a heart of wisdom, and also commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Those are great, great promises. So, enough of that. Now we're going to talk about how to make plans this holiday season. It's December, early part of December, December 2nd. So, as you look at the month in front of you, you may be a little bit overwhelmed and thinking, how am I going to plan this month? And that's true for all of us. December can be very overwhelming. But I want to give you just a few tips to really help you through this as you are planning, making plans for the holiday season. First of all, how do you make plans for this month? That's what we're going to talk about. How you make plans. I'm going to suggest that you make your own calendar. You get maybe a paper one. I know many of us are using our iPhones these days with our calendar, but I would encourage you just to print out or get a calendar page and decide what days you are wanting activity. What days are you wanting just time alone for yourself, a time to reflect on where the year has gone, what was learned this year? There's so many things that you can do with your time, so many choices out there, right? But you want to have control over your own calendar. So I'm going to suggest that you get a paper one and you put it in front of you. And as you do that, you're going to look at what are the kids' schedules. That's going to probably be some mandatory things that are on there. Maybe their school parties or their school activities or group activities, church activities, whatever they are. You want to put those on there first because you're going to, of course, want to have your kids be at their activities and then you work everything else around. Isn't that parenthood, right? First our kids, and then we take up the rest of the calendar. So we're going to put that on the calendar first, on our written calendar. And then we're going to ask ourselves this question: what is it that you need this holiday season? What is it that you need this holiday season? You may have a lot of wants, and you might even make a list of what those wants are. But what are those things that you really need? Maybe you need peace and quiet. Maybe you need to seek out a group of uh, folks that would support you and encourage you. Maybe you need to have some empty time, some reflective time, some self care time. And December is a really good month to do that because it is so busy and it's challenging for us to plug in time for ourselves. So, what do you need this holiday season? And then, what do you want this holiday season? Maybe you want to take the kids to a movie. That's a popular activity actually on Christmas Day. A lot of people do that. So, what is it that you need and what do you want this holiday season? But first of all, ask what is it that you need? What is it that you need right now? Maybe you just need comfort. Maybe you just need time of study, time to reflect, time to look at the past year and what has happened, what you've learned, where you've grown, what mistakes you've made that you hope never to repeat. Because as you do this, as you close out this year, you can also find opportunity to be grateful for the things that happened, even in a very difficult year. What a time to put on your calendar or to get a journal and say, these are the things, God, that I'm really grateful for. Things that, yeah, they weren't easy, perhaps, but there were things out of this that I gleaned. There was knowledge, there was growth, or maybe it's just being able to have food on your table and a roof over your heads and kids that are healthy. So those are things at the year end that really do make a difference for us. And they're setting us up for January, where we are going to start designing our life and we're going to start being intentional about building our lives into what that beautiful life that we want it to be. So, what do you need this holiday season? Figure that out, write it out, make your own calendar, write it all down, and then let's get busy. And there's one thing else that I want to say, and that is to give yourself an out. If you are invited to a party, I hope you go. But I hope you give yourself permission also to leave if it gets to be too much. I also hope you give yourself permission to change the subject if things come up that get too personal for you. It's very easy to change the subject. You can be honest and direct and say, I don't care to talk about it right now, or I just don't care to talk about that. Or you can simply ask a question in response about their life or things that are going on with them, or a comment, something that's different than what you care to talk about. You can do that. And it's a great lesson, really, a personal growth lesson of I don't need to be dragged into these conversations. I can take control and decide what it is that I want to talk about and what it is that I want to respond to. So as we go through this journey of divorce, we are going to need to find those opportunities for growth, for personal growth, to be able to take a stand and to make decisions about our life and our conversation. So let me just repeat these fabulous scriptures. Teach us to number our days, to plan them, to understand that they are not limitless, that we don't have time forever on this earth. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. When we make a plan, when we are intentional, we can gain a heart of wisdom and become wise through the process. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Whatever you do, try to give God the honor that He deserves through it, and watch the doors that He opens for you. I have seen it in my own life. I have seen it in other lives over the past 17 years. Aren't you just curious what next year is going to bring? But first, let's plan this month. Let's plan it intentionally. Let's make it a fabulous Christmas season, and using that rawness that we may feel to explore and be grateful for what we do have, and to be able to receive the beauty of the Christmas season. I hope this has been of help. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have that calendar. I might even have to check on you next week to make sure that you've done it. So you are intentional about your plans and not a reflex to everyone else's. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.